All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we are going to be taking vertex form notes again about A. So on my notebook, I'm on page 25. Okay, so vertex form A, our essential question, what we're focusing on, same thing as before, is I can describe the effects of A, H, and K on a parabola in vertex form. Okay, make sure that you are following along and taking these notes with me. You will submit them when you're done as proof for attendance in class. All right. So first thing is just a reminder about the actual equation for vertex form. So it's f of x equals a x minus h squared plus k. So we're used to our h and our k, right, from our notes, how that shifts our graph left, right, up, down. So today we're introducing a, okay? So remember, our vertex is always h comma k. Notice our h changes the sign, k keeps the sign, and we use our pattern, those odd numbers, that 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at when does our graph open up or down. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a graph about here-ish. Add your axes. Again, try to make them about evenly spaced. Okay. So we're going to do 4 graphs total, and on each set of graphs, we're going to have 2 actual equations or graphs. So our first one is going to be f of x equals x minus 3 squared plus 1. And our vertex, okay, remember our vertex, we change the h, keep the k. So if this is negative 3 here, when I write my vertex, it's going to become positive 3. My k is a plus 1, and that is going to stay the same sign, so plus 1. Okay. My pattern for this is going to be the 1, 3, 5, 7, those odd numbers. So remember, my vertex is my starting point, so go to the point 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. And then I'm going to use my pattern to quickly graph. I'm going to go up 1, over 1, up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 1. And I can't really fit 5, so I'm going to go back to my vertex and repeat for the other side of my graph. I'm going to go up 1, over 1, up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 1. And then I'm going to connect my dots in a U-shaped graph. Okay, so this is review. This is what we have done before. All right, nothing new. Okay, so now what is new is going to be if it's negative. And by it, I mean what happens if A is negative. So we're going to have f of x equals negative x plus 2 squared plus 3. Well, we always start the same way. In other words, we need our vertex. So opposite sign for my h, so x plus 2 becomes minus 2, and my k stays the same sign, so I'm going to start graphing at the point negative 2, 3. However, this time I have an a or something in front. Notice I didn't have anything here, but I do on this one. Whenever you have an a, you're going to take your pattern, your 1, 3, 5, 7, and you're going to multiply by that number. In this case, it's just a negative. So what does that do? 1 times negative is just negative 1. -3, -5, and -7. So I'm going to go to my starting point, which is -2, +3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm going to use my pattern just like before, rise over run. So it tells me -1. So instead of going up, I'm going to go down 1 over 1. -3, so that means I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 over 1. 5, 1, 2, 3. And I can't really fit 5 on here. So I'm going to go back to my vertex, repeat for the other side. Down 1 over 1. Down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Connect your dots in a nice U-shaped graph. Okay? Things to take away. When A is positive, the graph opens up, right? Just like our black graph here. Notice how it opens up when we had, technically there is an invisible 1 in front for this A, okay? Versus when A is negative, the graph opens down. And that's what we see in this graph here. All right, so we are going to have a U-try problem now. Go ahead and have your graph fill a decent amount. 4. I think we need to go further than 4. I'm going to make that one a little bit smaller. I think you need to go up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Technically kind of like 6, actually. So you need to go over to 6. This side's, that one's fine. Okay. So your two problems, f of x equals x plus 3 squared minus 4. State the vertex, your pattern, and graph. F of x equals negative x minus 1 squared plus 2. State your vertex, your pattern, and graph. Okay. Pause the video for a moment and try graphing those and see how you do. Okay, so hopefully now you've graphed those, and this is what your graph should look like. So you notice our vertex became -3, -4. Okay. This is my normal pattern, 1, 3, 5. So I went up 1, up 3, up 5, and I repeated for the other side. Okay. My other equation, my vertex became +1, +2, +1, +2. So I then went down my 1, 3, 5, 7, but I'm going down since it's negative. Okay, so I went down -1 over 1, -3 over 1, and I couldn't really quite fit 5 on here, so I just went to repeat the other side.